But who directed us? Let's do it. Flight boss, bitch, I ain't looking like no idol. And that's the reason why the Catholics took me out the Bible. All they reptilian brains just looking for survival. Too many tower moments got me looking from the Eiffel, coming down like an ego. Flight boss, light big and round like an ego. And the clouds like an emo. Rapper with no balance in a town full of Star Walker, yeah. Shit's a movie, we all stars, but who directed us? Let's do it. Flight boss, bitch, I ain't looking like no idol. And that's the reason why the Catholics took me out the Bible. All they reptilian brains just looking for survival. Too many tower moments got me looking from the Eiffel, coming down like an ego. Flight boss, light big and round like an ego. And the clouds like an emo. Rapper with no balance in a town full of people. Why you never see no good, but you can count on the evil. Take it one day at a time. Like if niggas start to hate, please pay them no mind. Way too divine, maybe it's the pilot man. I got aircrafts, I got spaceships. I don't share packs, I just take shit. I got an air map cause I make trips and I float the stream right overseas. Be smoking green, no clover leaf with a chroma still like Cloverfield. Make the ground shake when I'm on the street. When a nigga smash, fuck her in the ass. That's one way to get her colors clean. Don't give a fuck about an undercover, we'll leave his ass up over sheets. Now why that look like a nigga that's fly through the sky? Shit not funny to me. You thought you seen something but you niggas might be high. You still not happy like me. If you fuck me, better learn to swim, but you know your ass can't fly. You'll be somebody's son in the sea. I'm a silly hill and I feel for real, for the waters in the sky. Bigger, I'm the son of the sea. Fuck a phone bill, bitch, I'm not on Earth, but I'm at home still. I got a spaceship that's on chrome wheels, way too hot, but still so chill. No groupie love, just a group of thugs, and we grouping up at the hotel. And we cooking up with no coke smell, make no sale without no scale. And flight boss with the lights off, make a dyke bra, start the light boss. And she might call your white dog, got an iPod full of mic songs. And flight boss might fly off, airborne George, ignore horse. I got 5 bitches in a 4-door, eating apples and grapes in the orange fort. I drink a lot, so I think a lot, so I be on that plane a lot. That amazing crop is what I raise a lot, smoking angel dust while angel watch. Don't settle shit, I'm a rebel bitch, I'm devil's piss, let me take a shot. You tell a snitch, I'm selling bricks like Texas, bitch, it's plain and block. 10 Mac 10s, I got 9 9s for the deuce, 380 Glock. Got 80 ghouls, I'm off 80 proof for the AK, that whole 80 shot. Got a trap house that we made a shot, then we play the spot, then we take the block. Got gasoline all on my tub, sparking a blunt, cause y'all ain't as hot. Flight boss. Now why that, 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 now why that look like a nigga that's flying through the sky. Shit not funny to me. You thought you seen something but you niggas might be high. You still not happy like me. Fuck me, better learn to swim cause you know your ass can't fly. You'll be somebody's son in the sea. I'm a silly hero and I feel for real through the waters in the sky. Nigga, I'm the son of the sea, you know. Now why that look like a nigga that's flying through the sky? You thought you seen something but you niggas might be high. You know, if you fuck with me, better learn to swim cause you know your ass can't fly. You'll be somebody's son in the sea. I'm a silly hero and I feel for real through the waters in the sky. Nigga, I'm the son of the sea, you know.
SMC 333 brought the knowledge down. When I was down bad, I never let up on the plan. They can try to cat a copy for myself, I wasn't built like that. And I told brother, in the stars is where I'd rather be. And how you mad at me, I made a scene, I built up my own team. And I'm a tiger, no I move strong, see many souls move weak. The reason I changed my ways, couldn't hang around this shit. Man, stepping on these tracks to let my soul, but you might hear me, do you feel me? Like, you might hear me, but don't feel me. And why would I hang with you when a nigga like you don't know the difference? Going up in the world, he talking spicy, think he asking for it. When you set your goals, make sure you stand on it to achieve it. Stepping on these beats like the Holy Trinity, I ain't no Shiva. Some talk tough to fuel their ego, but I don't believe it. Took my kindness for weakness. Do a lot of shit to separate from them. Seen some moving funny, had they palms out like a bum. And I seen many move like scum, they had their hands out like a bum. And I got no time for the hate, these my kids is all I thumb. When I grew up skating, I endured a lot of pain. And I told them we made in God's image, don't use my name in vain. As above, so below, call on my ancestors to flow. Shaping better days with our mind, we must all remain in flow. Staying gold, more gotta watch the back doors though. I told my brothers that slang cocoa, watch the popo. Really built different in this shit. It's 33, it's mastery. Told my guys that I faking, we don't look at that. All the biddies that rock with me know I'll rock with you too. Long live Linda, long live Joan. When I was down bad, I never let up on the plan. They can try to cat a copy for myself, I wasn't built like that. And I told brother, in the stars is where I'd rather be. And how you mad at me? I made a scene, I built up my own team. And I'm a tiger, no, I move strong, see many souls move weak. The reason I changed my ways, couldn't hang around this shit. Man, stepping on these tracks to let my soul, but you might hear me, do you feel me? YouTube family, typing in the chat, dubs. When I was down bad, I never let up on the plan. They can try to cat a copy for myself, I wasn't built like that. And I told brother, in the stars is where I'd rather be. And how you mad at me? I made a scene, I built up my own team. And I'm a tiger, no, I move strong, see many souls move weak. The reason I changed my ways, couldn't hang around this shit. Man, stepping on these tracks to let my soul, but you might hear me, do you feel me?
Cancer is the formulation of understanding. It's very psychic, and the thing is, and when we say things like oh, psychic energy, Cancer deals with psychic energy, it's really just unseen. It's the feelers. So it's the things that's non-expressed, and that's what makes that energy psychic. Okay, and that's what it is with the water signs as well. Some people can say, well, some traits, some ways it'll play out manipulative and things like that, depending on how people navigate their water energy or how they understand the energy. YouTube, I hope I wasn't muted for that when I broke that down, but like if I was, as I was saying, for my IG family, this is the Moon in Cancer, Sun in Aries. I like to say this is the integration, the psychic integration of the original identity. So you're remembering certain past versions of yourself as well, and not even certain past versions of yourself, but over time, how you may stray or what may stray you away from the original version of yourself or your original identity or what you wanted to identify with or who you wanted to identify with in terms of the version of yourself, okay? So the moon here is kind of reminding you about that. It's kind of reminding you who you are, how you know, and your feelings are a big thing right now too. A lot of times it's going to be a feeling of remembering who you are, and that's what's going to be the integration to actually act upon and stand on, you know, the passions, motivations, and self-identity that you know is associated with what you want to put out into the world and things like that. Okay? Yeah, facts, definitely. This one lined up well. I'm glad you made it. Glad you made it, family. Everyone here passing through, glad you guys making it. It's a rainy day on my side on the East Coast. Me on the North. Shout out to my Canadians, things like that. But it is rainy day. We got a lot of spring showers and things like that over here now, which is good. About time. We had a long winter. It's still cold in this thing. Still cold out here for sure. With that being said, Sun in Aries, 6. Right, it's the 6 energy as well today, so it's like finding balance with yourself and understanding, what you've been through over time. Like this is it's an interesting transit because it's Cancer. It's more like picking up all the things that may have pulled on you emotionally over the last little bit, and you've probably seen how that strayed you away, or what strays you away, or what depletes your energy, based upon what you want to do to reinforce your identity or reinforce your strength, right? So there's certain things that, of course, you may have noticed have depleted you, or whatever that may be. Cancer is reminding you not to let certain things deplete you, okay? Whether it's emotionally, whether it's certain things that you feel connected to, you know, obligated to help or act upon or do based upon a connection and things like that, right? Because it was water energy. So based upon a connection, you can try to, you know, do something extra or things like that, and that may directly conflict with your identity. Hot. Shout out to Vegas. You out in the V. It's definitely hot over there, I can imagine. Shout out to Vegas. I've been there once or twice, which is cool. Plan on going back there soon. But yeah, I love the weather over there. But I know it's hot. It definitely gets real hot, man. Deserty vibes, you know. Be outside at night. Come on in the evening. Yeah, for sure. It's funny, when I was over there, there's no clouds too. Straight like it's clear sky all the time. I'm like, holy man, that's nuts. Like over that's one thing I kind of noticed. Maybe they do like a lot of geoengineering, like cloud seeding and stuff like that over here on the East Coast. But I see a lot of that in LA. But over in Vegas, that was one thing I did not see. Clear skies. Which may be making sense based upon certain things that they be doing out there. You know, we know like certain, you know, they talk about certain flying saucers and government facilities and alien things in Nevada. Maybe they don't seed purposely, you know what I mean? So they have clear skies and so they can have clear visuals and stuff like that. But that's another video. It was a different, whole other topic again, for sure. I love Vegas though. Shout out to y'all. Okay. I'm going to talk about Venus, because Venus is lining up with the Sun as well. Actually, I'll probably mention the Moon in Cancer a little bit with Jupiter. Cooler here today, yeah, nice. 30 degrees 2 days ago. Yeah, that's pretty warm for sure. But that makes sense. I think Aussie's relatively warm. That's just good. Shit, I need to be over there, guys. It's been too cold over here for moi. Need some sun. But yeah. Okay, Venus is also in Aries as well as Saturn is in Aries. Okay, so we spoke about this for a little bit yesterday. Not yesterday, sorry, Tuesday on our last live. We spoke a little bit about this Aries energy. Okay, so a lot of this Aries energy is here when it comes to relationships, Venus, love, relationship dynamics, and things like that. Even a little bit of finances and ways of earnings, because we know Venus rules Taurus. Venus rules Libra, diplomacy, and also communication, right? That form of communication and diplomacy and ways of earning and things like that's going to come from yourself and self-initiative, right? So you may have to be the one to initiate the conversation to then form the partnership or the relationship or the contractual agreement and things like that, right? It's like how can you assert yourself to then usher in stronger relationships in alignment to your self-identity, right? That's Venus right here, okay? And it's 25 degrees, so it's not going to be here too long. About halfway through this sun transit, Venus will be out of here, and will be in Taurus, okay, which is its home sign. Venus is actually debilitated in Aries, so it's not the best time to start relationships and partnerships. And I say that because it's not the easiest. You have to put more belt to ass, so you have to put more fire under your belt or under your butt to kind of get it done. So you have to be the one to say, okay, let me go do it. Let me call the guy. Let me call the thing. It's not just going to flow. It's not just going to happen. You know what I mean? You kind of have to be the one to piece it together and say, all right, who's the person I want to connect with? Who's the number? What's the Zoom? What's his login? Let's set up the date. You know what I mean? It's like that type of stuff. That is especially with friend groups and things like that too. Communication is important there, especially because Mercury's in Pisces. The way of analyzing and communication is not as clear right now. We did get out of the retrograde, so it is clearing up, but it's still in Pisces, and Mercury is debilitated in Pisces. It doesn't like to be here. So analyzing and communication may not be as straightforward, okay? So you have to really take the time and assert yourself and be patient with how you're communicating with either your spouse, your relationships, your friends, contractual agreements, business partners, and things like that, okay? It also, it's in alignment conjunct Aries as well, 4 degrees. This will be here for a little bit as well. This is like a 2-year transit. For those who have their Saturn return, happy Saturn return to y'all that have their Saturn in Aries and things like that. But yeah, Aries is asking you to get off your ass and formulate something. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Saturn in Aries. If you have your Saturn return now, and you haven't, and then you have your Saturn in Aries, and you're having your Saturn return for like the next 2 years now, and you haven't done anything to like assert your foundation for yourself or understand your identity and how that lays the foundation, then it could seem like a tougher time for you. Like you don't have the fuel or the drive or the want to, formulate yourself. It takes a lot more discipline and things like that. If you've been doing it for a while already and you have a lot of that self-assertion energy, this transit for your Saturn return should be a little bit more harmonious, and you should understand what to do around this time. Okay, it is in alignment and in conjunction with Neptune in Aries, so faith, belief, imagination, and also your dreams. Anything that has to do with your spirituality, your philosophy, even your religion and things like that. Maybe you're ready to make a change in that space. Maybe you're ready to take a spiritual class or a spiritual lesson and things like that, to learn more about your faith, to learn more about your spirituality. This is Neptune in Aries, guys. Okay, so it's like, how can you apply yourself to learn more about the spirit, right, and the space? And that is even y'all being in videos like this and live streams like this. The information, Pluto and Aquarius, can formulate and can allow clarity towards your dreams, fantasies, imagination, and things like that, or even your delusions and what delusional energies that you've been invested in and things like that over the last bit. Okay. Clear that real quick. I'm just gonna check the chat. Shout out to my YouTube fam and Rumbles. We doing good. Back to it. No chats over there. Anything else I have to say for this transit right now? Chiron. We have Chiron in Aries, the wounded healer. So with the wounded healer here and Chiron in Aries, it was 25 degrees, almost out of here. going to be in Taurus soon. But with Chiron here, the house, and Aries is the house of self, Chiron, the wounded healer. A lot of things that you don't do, guys, that you know you should be based upon your identity and how you and the version of yourself you want to identify with or you want to embody. You not doing something or not going about it, not asserting yourself in certain ways and things like that will cause you to feel wounded moving forward in the future, right? It's the self-doubt that happens after we say we're going to commit to something but then don't follow suit, right? It's how that energy affects our identity, and how us accepting that version of ourselves actually slows us down and puts us, back in previous cycles and things like that, back in that Pisces energy and things like that. So instead of moving forward and understanding where we're wounded right now, aka Aries, self, individual level. So on an individual level, we all have a wound right now. Where do you have Aries? What house do you have Aries in? This is the wound. This is the area that you're wounded in, okay? This is the area you probably don't feel as comfortable in, as confident in, and things like that. This is where you may downplay yourself. You may have certain discrepancies around your talents, or gifts, or whatever you got to do, or whatever it has to do with you. You see what I'm saying? And if you know the house that you have Aries in, that's going to be the area of life that you've been feeling a little wounded and things like that. Okay, that's Chiron. With that being said, that's I think we almost up to date. Well, we half an hour in. Yeah, let me catch up on the chat real quick. This is typical for Moon and Autumn. Okay, perfect. Let me get down here. Yeah, let's talk Venus. Interesting. Holmes FL said, need to understand what's going on in my household. Okay, that's your fourth house. Fourth house, you want to look, and it's funny because fourth house, we're going through the Cancer transit right now. Cancer rules the fourth house, the house of family, the house of comfort, comfortability, a little bit of discomfort as well, right? Family, tradition, all that. So I would definitely recommend checking your fourth house. What sign do you have in your fourth house? Or if you know your rising sign, I could tell you what your fourth house is. Just I feel that. Dubs. All right, we all caught up. Good stuff, Chad. We quiet. We calm today. It's a good little calm live. So yeah, Cancer deals with the home, right? So and Cancer is a big energy because we got Jupiter here right now too in Cancer, which is Jupiter's exaltation sign. So it's his highest octave. You see what I'm saying? So we have a lot of energy right now illuminating the family for all of us collectively, illuminating the home, illuminating our family, illuminating where we feel comfortable. Okay, Jupiter here is expansion, meaning and reasoning, exaltation. So we're looking at how we can expand, how we can find more meaning and reasoning to how we can feel connected to our family, feel more comfortable with our family and things like that. Where we feel comfortable. Jupiter is asking you, where do you feel comfortable? Is it in the home or is it not? Find your version of comfortability, and that may require traveling, it may require relocating, it may require expanding in a certain area if you know where you have Cancer in. Expanding in that house is where you'll feel more comfort, is where you'll feel more connection, is where you'll feel more family-oriented tradition and that all that jazz. Which is cool, right? Like some people have Cancer in the first house, some people have it in the second house, some people have it in the third house, right? Some people who have it in the third house probably find more comfortability and more connection with their friend group, right? With their friends. People who have it in their fourth house, that's a traditional Cancerian energy, so they do value and love, have a strong connection with their family, right? Those who have it in their fifth house, it's self-expression, house of pleasure, things like that, enjoy, right? So they may find connection, they may find comfort in pleasure, in sexual acts, in having fun, and finding different things that excite them, joyous energies. That's kind of a flunked out energy, but and then there's people who have it in the sixth house. Everyone has their own thing though, right? Sixth house. I have a Cancer sixth house, so comfortability in my work field and things like that. Routine, organization. Sixth house deals with health as well, but with Cancer there, it's more finding. A lot of times it's initiating your own forms of comfort towards health and routines and things like that. So that is very more intuitive towards certain health, and you probably, you know, I'm big on holistic health. You guys see him sipping a smoothie right now, so that's more like that. So it's more of a connection. Where do you gravitate in terms of your health, your body routine? How do you feel? Where do you feel is in alignment with your waters? Like, it's more of a resonance type thing, you know what I mean? Like, and it is true. Like, I'm a person who's kind of selective with doctors too. Like, I have a neuropath. I don't really go to traditional, you know, route and things like that, but that's just me, you know. Another sixth house will have that, but in a different setting as well, right? In some way, shape, or form. So, and I'm also an astrologer, so for me, like, I kind of ascend beyond like a lot of these things. But the average individual, they may work with the Cancer sixth house, they may work with family and things like that. They may be more comfortable. They may not find comfort at the workplace or in the work environments, things like that, right? Cancer seventh house, same thing, but just with relationships. Can Cancer be in more than one house? Yeah, for sure. Like, see how I'm breaking it down right now? I'm glad you asked that. Shout out to Debbie. See, y'all are active and y'all are engaging. Y'all are listening. I love it. Let me just. All right, real quick. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I have to give thanks to y'all because I appreciate people who actually are attentive. You know, like, there's too much passive energy in 2026 nowadays to where, like, you know, there's not enough focus. So, you know, I'm glad to see my viewers is focused up for surely. But yes, there's always there can be, you know, double lapping houses and things like that, and everything is a transition. How I'm talking about it now and how most astrologers on YouTube or on the internet talk about these transits are utilizing the whole sign house system, and that is a fixated portion. So and it calculates every house at a 30-degree angle. So based upon your rising sign, that's the start of the 0 degree to 30 degree, covers that whole zodiac sign. So we break it down as in a system to where you can follow it in steps. But as an astrologer, I will tell you that on a certain level, that is still somewhat generic, because some of us do have two signs in multiple the same sign in multiple houses and things like that, and that's based upon the transition. Everything is moving all at once. Nothing is actually still or static. So using the whole sign house system, we do that for information like this, so it gets related and understood on a collective level. But this is why personal readings are important, because you may play out a little differently. Like, you can have a Cancer rising, but you can be a 22-degree Cancer rising, and the rest of your rising sign is in Leo, right? The rest of that house, the rest of the first house is in Leo. So you actually have your whole sign, how your house system plays out and how your house system is aligned, because you're at the end of Cancer and you embody more Leo energy. Your house system will play out like a Leo rising compared to a Cancer rising, but you'll do that like a Cancer rising, if you can understand, right? So everything is moving. It's not fixed. It's not one thing and that's it. Everything is like rotating and moving at the same time. It's why your birth time is important, your location and the time you're born is always important, because obviously the moon is constantly moving, the sun is constantly moving. We live in water cycles, so we're constantly moving and we're constantly rotating. So that's always something to keep in mind. So that's how that works, right? So when you see you have a double, you have Aries, whatever, double placement somewhere, it's probably because based upon the time you're born, you probably had a little bit of a gap. The degrees was later and things like that in the space, or you can say in the constellation and things like that. Although astrology is based upon the seasons, people will talk about it like that. So let's just say you're at we don't really do the constellation talk, but let's say it's at the end of the season within Cancer, right? Or within spring in Aries. It's at the end of spring. So, boom. Your rising sign is 22 degrees Aries, right? Based upon where the sun was. So the next position that it was going to go in the sky would have been Taurus. So at the end of the day, your rising sign has more Taurus energy than it does Aries, because it started at 22 degrees and the rest of the first house is going to go into Taurus. So your house system is actually going to formulate itself as a Taurus rising. But you're going to do all those things in an Aries way, because it starts in Aries. So great question, Deb. Great question. Shout out to y'all with the questions. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate that. Let me check the YouTube chat. Rumble, how you guys doing? YouTube, how you guys doing today as well? Doom, doom, boom, boom, boom. Half an hour in. We have not been on Twitch. Is there anything else I want to touch on? Let's see. I think this is about it for the transit, though. Personal readings, guys. Live deal does start at 50 and above. If you guys do want to secure your spot, put a 1 in the chat. I'll make sure to write you down on this long piece of paper with all these names. And I'll make sure to send you a message from this profile, and the team will formulate the reading. And you'll get that and receive that within like 72 hours or so. Usually it's within 2 days, depending on how backed up we are. Bunch of different readings as well, guys. Numerology, astrology, relationship readings, you know, career readings, home and family, and then individual, house of self, self-transformation stuff, guys. I think that's about it. We have Mars in Pisces as well here with Mercury. Could seem passionate towards your spirituality right now. Right, it's a good time to kind of structure out your spirituality, you know, your religion, your faith, belief, things like that. Kind of go hard with those things. You may notice you going hard with those things leads to separation from people that you were connected to in some way, shape, or form. Pisces does deal with time, past, present, future, non-linear. Certain past energies, subconscious energies, and things like that. So you may notice your passion. And then Mars, one thing that leads to separation sometimes is Martian energy. You know, it's the god of war. But a lot of times what separates people from certain people or situations or things or situations, I said situations twice, I was going to say circumstances, is passion, right? What you're passionate about. Your motivation and things like that. A lot of time that will separate you from the rest, and how far you go from any, you know, compared to anything else, like what you're passionate about. So Mars here is asking you, or is letting you know, is reminding you that, yeah, you can be passionate about your faith, belief, imagination, or your spiritual, or that spiritual system, or that religion, but you being passionate to that may reformat or restructure how you think towards yourself, and even the belief and the self-talk that you're used to. You know what I mean? Like the things that you tell yourself that become beliefs, even beside the friend groups and people that you were beside before. But you doubling down on your spirituality, you may notice you naturally separating from certain people, places, and things, okay, from the past. Passion is just, Mars is just something that does that as a natural thing. It's like it's nature, because the god of war. When someone sees you're passionate about something, it kind of reminds them what they should be passionate about, or where they should put their passions. And it's kind of like a trigger. It's like a trauma sometimes, because, you know, everyone has something they're passionate about, but not everyone is able to act on it. Although I think everyone is able to act on it, but just not everyone gets the same, let's say, chance, or not everyone has the same will, or it's the same drive, or, you know what I mean? The same upbringing to think like they can do it, or it's possible. So some people just don't, right? right? Like some people have a ways of thinking like, oh, like I can never chase my dreams, or I can never do something fun, or I can never be passionate. That's all just self-belief. Like I don't think like that, right? So you may notice that stuff being changed right now towards the things you love to do, right? Who said you can't do something that you're passionate about? Who says you can't live the dream based upon what you're passionate about, right? And you're kind of seeing that right now. Stop telling yourself certain stories and allowing that to adopt itself as a belief. And then that formulates as an identity. And now you're associating with that. Oh, I don't have fun. Everything I do is not fun. Oh, I can't have fun with my work, right? Like these are all going to be things you tell yourself, and it's going to you're pretty much going to reconfirm that to your mind, and that's what's going to be. Like that's what it is. So your self-talk is extremely important. You always really want to, when you have those trains of thoughts, try to reframe it, okay? You gotta ask yourself certain questions. It kind of gets deep. You know, who made you believe that? Who made you think that? Who said you're not worth it? Right? There's certain things, and that's a little bit deeper when it comes to that, guys. So it does require shadow work, and the uncomfortable truth is that a lot of people are just naturally uncomfortable doing that. So a lot of people don't. Okay, but it doesn't mean that they can't have fun in life, or you know, get something that they love and make that a dream, right? Or be passionate about their faith, belief, and imagination. Because what? It's not cool. So now they're not doing it. So now they can't be unique, right? All these play a role, chat. All these play a role in how we show up in our day-to-day lives, and what we believe we can do for ourselves. So if you believe that you can do it, you'll do it. That's what Mars in Pisces is letting you know. 19 degrees here as well. Once we move out of this transit, we're going to get into Aries, and Mars is going to be home in Aries, and we're going to be doing the thing. And this is going to be out of here. Let's see when Mars moves. Let's see when Mars moves. That's going to be a good thing to observe real quick. Aspects and transits. Yeah, it's probably transits. Let's see, chat. Let's see what we got. What we're looking at, Mars. Mars is usually about a 3-month transit. So, yeah. 3 months. Jupiter is like 6, but yeah, Mars is like 3. So, because us being 19 degrees already, probably like another month, and then it's gonna be in Pisces, in Aries. Probably around Taurus season. Does it show? What is this? Oh, it's just showing March. Sorry, chat. 1 sec. Let me pull up Mars. Pull up Mars, and then let me pull up April. So it looks like it's going to be conjunct sextile, and then sextile. Okay, we don't see it moving. It doesn't say. Interesting. Only aspects. It's just going to show me aspects. It's not going to say when it switches. I'm going to have to do some research, chat. Shout out to everyone coming through. Okay, perfect. Oh, it's actually real soon. April 9th, chat. Until May 18th. Okay, so end of Taurus season. We'll have Mars in Aries. Okay, so yeah. Yeah. You gotta go hard with your faith. You gotta go hard with, and not even just that, but like, and I talk about faith. I'm not even talking about like in a religious standpoint. I'm talking about faith within yourself. Like, you have to have faith with what you do in any way, in some way, shape, or form, with anything. Right, so what is that, and what do you have to do for that? Faith, and Mars is saying, okay, what you need to have faith around your passions. That way you can actually identify and act on those things when it gets into Aries. So you might be even getting, going a little bit harder with your spirituality right now, kind of understanding certain aspects of life. In a philosophical way, because Pisces is ruled by Jupiter as well. So it's like a teaching energy here. So you could be going hard with learning new things. That way you kind of reinforce the version of yourself you want to step into. Okay. Especially when Mars goes into Aries, because you actually going hard and prioritizing faith, belief, and imagination, your spiritual system, and things like that is going to reinforce your identity, so you're able to actually be just passionate. It's really passionate about yourself, but in a new way of understanding, because you're letting go of certain things that don't serve you here with Pisces, with Mars, and then separating from certain things from the past that don't serve your current identity. A lot of resets. It's a really it's like a karmic energy right now. Going from the end to the beginning, okay? From Pisces to Aries. Yeah, I don't know why this doesn't show when it changes, but it's all good. It just shows aspects, I guess. Oh no, it is aspects. Okay, we'll formulate that differently. But yeah, chat. Moon in Cancer, 21 degrees right now. We'll be back again with the other with the next extended Starcast report. Probably tomorrow, because we're already 21 degrees with this transit. I want to talk about the one tomorrow a little bit early. We will do it for the sake of y'all as well, because y'all are, you know, my Leos. My Leos are here. The moon will be in Leo tomorrow. It's Thursday right now, Jupiter day on the east. It may be Venus day if you on the west already. So if you on the western continent, and it's Friday already, it's Venus day for you. Moon in Leo will be hitting on the weekend. You know what I'm saying? It's Venus day already for you. Late, you know, Friday evening, Friday night into Saturday. If you're on the east, moon still in Cancer. We'll be here till tomorrow. And then midday tomorrow we'll see the even tonight, like possibly tonight, 2 a.m., 4 a.m. it'll be entering Leo. Okay. So Friday, Venus day all day. We got that Leo energy. And we will talk about it midday. Probably get into a little bit at the end of this live as well. Maybe talk a little bit about it. Mackie, I hope I said that right. Said, how are y'all 3 different signs? Yeah, good question. I'm the Moonlight Babe. Said, I'm actually a Leo Sun, Scorpio Moon, Aries Ascendant. Yay! W's. I'm not biased, chat. It's just good to see it's good to see energies over here, you know what I'm saying? I like to see it. Good stuff, bro. Good stuff. Leo Sun is dope, Scorpio Moon is dope. That's a good energy. You're very similar to me. I have a Scorpio Moon, Scorpio Sun with a Leo North Node. Aquarius, Pisces rising. I don't say my chart usually, but at the end sometimes. Yeah. But yeah, Mackie, you still in here? I'm gonna break down how we 3 different signs. Damn, she not in here. See, so like that's a good question to ask, because most people don't know how are y'all 3 different signs. Everyone only thinks that our sun sign. It's crazy. It's like the least irrelevant. Like out of the big 3, the sun sign is the least relevant. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. Sun sign is the least relevant. The most, your first reflection, the moon. So how you react and respond, the moon. Where you're comfortable at, the moon. How you're gonna express yourself, the moon. How intuitive you are, the moon. Shit. Where you find comfort, your family, the moon. Like, yo! Yo, real talk. But like, see, people only get the surface level information, you know what I'm saying, out there. So like, they don't know. When people just see Leo and they're like, yeah, it's the Phoenix, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, real shit. But yeah, let me not say Leos will get cheesed. But I love my lines. I love us all. See, that's the thing. We all fixated, so we all square each other. You know what I mean? Like Scorpio, Leo is just squares. But at the same time, Scorpio is a fall sign. Leo is a summer sign. Scorpio season is Leo summer, internal summer. So of course their internal spring is Leo season. That's their birthday. That's their spring. Their summer season is Scorpio. So actually, a lot of times we have a really good dynamic. We have a really good relationship. You know what I mean? And then if you know that energy yourself, you have that energy yourself. You have a great understanding of how to express and then how to come back in, how to deeply analyze that Scorpion moon, and then how to show up and act confidently with that Leo sun. Like, it's a good. Let me not seem biased though. yeah, for sure. It's a good energy. It's a strong energy. Let's see. Although I truly believe, like, anyone who can master their energy, that's a good thing. So like for me, I think if you can master that energy, it's a really good thing, you know what I mean? And that goes for all signs and all energies. If you learn to master that and show up as that higher octave, be the example. I hate to hear shit people say about Scorpio. It's like, that's nothing to do with me. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Cancer. But yeah, okay, let's keep going. See, so most of the time people don't talk about the big three, the ascendant. The ascendant, you know, this is real astrology, guys, right? The ascendant is your house, is all about you. It's the self, right? That's what people are so caught up about, the self. Then know your rising sign. Most people don't even know their rising sign. You know your time of birth? That's how you get your rising sign. A lot of people don't know that. So if they knew their rising sign, they would know their house system and how the house system plays out. Whether it's their first house, second house, third house, that's how you actually calculate the transits and see what area of life this time is going to hit for you. Whether it's certain physical things you want to do, is you want to travel around certain times, certain health issues around certain times. Like, you're going to know which organs are, to look for and to take care of at certain times of the season based upon the houses. It's that simple. Like, it's real formulated. When you know your rising sign, you can't really go off of your sun sign. You have to do, as an astrologer, we have to do a generic chart if we don't know your birth time. So it's just a noon chart, and that's not always an accurate rising sign. Therefore, you have to kind of you have to intuitively kind of pick up on where things and how things play out for you, okay, in certain houses. That's how your three signs, okay? So your moon is your first reflection. That's where our comfort is. A lot of times, our motherly figure, things like that, our home life, forms of comfort. And then it's the waters. Esoterically speaking, spiritually speaking, the mind is the first body that we incarnate in as a spirit, and that's in association to the moon. Okay, so that's like that's why I say our first reflection. It's our first body. You're able to see ourselves for the first time as naked as a spirit with the moon. That's why people are only comfortable with certain people when they get around certain people, or not. You know what I mean? That's why insecurity exists, because you can feel naked as a spirit, and that's the space that you know you're safe in, and that's the space that you associate you as an individual. That's the soul, right? So when people come around you, people can pick up a vibe. That's why we have auras. That's why we have 6-foot restrictions when we had Bovid and things like that, because the heart radiates in a 6-foot mannerism. So when you get into the field and the auric field of certain people in spaces and spirits, you pick that up. You start picking up thought forms and things like that. That's why when you're in group settings and we're sitting down, group meditations, group mantras, group yoga, synchronized swimming, the more we come together, then the mind starts doing things together at a collective and a grander scale. That's why teamwork makes the dream work in certain ways, right? But yeah, that's another video. Although that's great information. Yeah, for sure. And this is the type of stuff you won't hear on other channels and pages. This is real adeptus information. Like, I study the occult and I study astrology. I'm an astrologer, so it's what I do. I don't care if y'all are scared. Oh my God, the occult! It's nothing to be afraid of. It's just hidden information. Life path number is 8. Dope. Life path number 8 is solid. Be mindful of certain cycles you're stuck into and things like that. 8 is the number of money as well. So 8s can come around money often, but be mindful of overspending and things like that. What is another thing that I can say? You guys are builders. You spend a lot of time in certain things to actually get it done. You got that grit. You know what I mean? I like that. As another life path 8, it's the number of time. So you know what I mean? Like, don't get caught up in too much time or too much bullshit and things like that, and it depletes you too much. Remember that time and cycles is extremely strong, and then 8 is also the number of karma. Okay, so there's certain things that may play out like that because of certain past, because of certain karmic energies that you're kind of catching up to or reformulating in this life, kind of transmuting in this life, right? So it's like you can see it being intuitive as a Scorp. That Scorp mind with the moon there is very very intuitive, very kind of psychic. You can kind of see through the depths. So when you're in a cycle and you know it's kind of like, oh, I need to get out, like, You may endure it because you have a Scorpio moon. Like we endure. Sometimes we endure more bullshit. We have a strong will. You know what I mean? And especially as a Leo too. You guys, us fixated signs have very strong wills. But that's how kind of that plays out for you. So with that being said, sometimes we have to like let go of that will and be like, okay, this is taking too much from me. You know what I mean? Like, I know I'm committed, but it's not reinforcing the version of myself I know I need to reinforce, so let me step back. And that's the thing, because like we don't like to like give up, you know what I mean? Even if it's bad for us. But that's where sometimes we can get in trouble and certain things. Okay? So we have to know when to stop instead of the universe forcing us to stop. Okay, that's the difference. Yeah, that was a gem. Shout out to my Life Path 8s out there. We're about an hour in, no chat, so I'm about to be out of here. I'm just going to catch up on the chats and see what's up. Break down any more things or questions you guys have. Kind of just vibe with y'all. Like I said, reading deals are 50 and above for the live stream deal and things like that. If you guys don't book during the lives, that's okay. We can reserve your spot. If you don't book during the lives, they do range between like, 100 to 250. But live deal, 50 and above, guys. So anything that you want, you can just lock it in now. Make sure to write it down on this handy dandy booklet that I got. And if anything, till the next time, chat. I will be coming on here tomorrow again as well. So we'll break down a little bit of this Moon in Leo. Moon will be in Leo. So, a lot of Leos probably going to come through the chat and engage. Be like, yo, what's this mean? So that's for sure. I definitely can believe that, brother. That's how he is, for surely. Yeah, 100%, 100%, and that's their lower octave. You know what I mean? Pluto is a bitch. Pluto is a bitch. I'm gonna tell you, because Scorpions oftentimes they got that stinger, but they'll sting themselves. And that's the thing. Like the self-sacrificial energy for Scorpio is big. It's very strong. So people will self-sacrifice themselves, like even for the sake of, like just for the sake of like revenge or getting back to it, because it's like the Scorpio. Pluto will go to depth to transform. Remember that Pluto and Scorpio within Greek as well is also the energy of Hades and things like that too, ruler of the underworld. Bro, you're gonna get out of Scorpio. Scorpio will do what they need to do to get right back at you if it stings them or not. They're Hades, nigga. Like, what do you want me to do? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's just what it is. Like you messing with the wrong one, they will put themselves through a situation and you. You know what I'm saying? Like what? That's one thing. And then the same with the females, the Scorpio ladies. Man, you do shit to them, they may come and fucking. I'm saying I'm slashing your tires, all kinds of shit, bro. But that's that Pluto, bro. You gotta that's that Pluto. If you don't have that control emotionally, you cooked. Remember that Pluto. Remember Scorpio is not just ruled by Pluto, but also Mars, like Aries. So it's war, God of war, nigga. God of war plus Hades is crazy. You know what I mean? Like what? We'll go to all kinds of lengths, and we'll go to war for it. So that's sometimes it's like, why are you going to war for something that doesn't even help you, right? Like why are you draining yourself for things like I learned that from young, but it's like why go the lengths to go to war with someone for what? And it depletes you. Like it doesn't do you any good. Don't I learned from young, like 16, 15, don't stoop to other people's levels, and that's a Scorpio trait. Stooping to niggas' levels. Don't do that. You know what I mean? So like. They always feel caught up. Oh, you did that, I'm going to do this. No. Like, I learned to be like, yeah, you did that? Bet. Bet. And my ancestors, my angels, my spirits, yeah, they work with me. I'm good. I don't need to do nothing. I promise you that. So I definitely get you. I definitely get it. Moonlight says, do you think that also the way you were raised and being educated or not also matters? 100%. Upbringing matters for sure. Upbringing 100% matters for sure. Right? Parental influence is very strong and it's very important. For sure. For sure. Like, at a certain nowadays, and the thing is too, now I can say this though, chat. I can say this nowadays, and that's a great question. Nowadays, a little less, a little bit less, and I'm gonna tell y'all why. It's really because of things like this, the internet. Without, see, me, I'm old enough to the point where the internet wasn't cooked like that back then. Y'all know where I'm going with this. Nowadays, so chat, when I have kids, you know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna get that right there. Like, listen, it's restrictions. The things you see on the internet, way too open. Way too much access. Way too much access. They're flooding the minds of people right now like crazy. Nothing but propaganda. I would not let any of my children watch this shit. Period. I would not let any of my children freely roam the net. And you may not even have control. Like you may not like you may be able to only control to a certain amount. But like you got to do what you got to do, whether it's like through homeschool. And this is why we have to really thrive to work and things like that, to do things for our offspring, because like school, like just going to school in itself now, like there's an influence. Like you sending your kids off to school is like sending your kids off to like the military, nigga. They gonna come back different. Don't expect your kids to come back the same. Like there's too much influence, and I'm telling you as someone who's young enough to know. There's too much influence, gang. There's not enough will. They don't have will like that to be like, yo, I'm gonna stand on business. No, niggas are followers. So they're gonna see shit and be, yo, that's not cool. Or yo, my parents are telling me this, but in school it's this. Yo, what? So it's very, very, you know, you gotta kind of walk on eggshells there. Stella skate. Stella, you skate? She's not here, so I can't answer that. She said Leo and Aries. I know, sorry peoples. I know some of y'all don't have patience. Sometimes they can just be simply mean. Yeah, for sure. And the meanness comes from people like testing them. The meanness comes from enduring too much. So like they put themselves through too much bullshit where it kind of frustrates them. And then now they have to kind of be mean. So that's where that happens. Because we endure a lot. We have very strong will. But I totally get that. They need to learn to kind of release her. That's why healing's important, guys. Healing is important. Like, this spiritual shit is important, no matter what. Because some people will be stuck in their ways, and then they'll be mean forever. But you being mean forever, it shows a reflection of yourself and you know, how you feel towards yourself. And it's just a lot of mean energy. People who are mean, it's just they live with a lot of regret, a lot of hatred in their heart and shit like that. They haven't moved forward. There's certain situations and obstacles that have them stuck. And they're stuck still. That's why they're mad. So I don't engage with that type of energy, no matter who and what sign. I don't depict the sign based upon that. Like, I look at things like that first, and then I'll look at your sign. I don't care about are you a Leo, or are you a zodiac, and or you are Aquarius, and that's making me biased. Nah, like, I don't even care about that. If we vibe, we vibe. Then I'll care. Like, yo, what's your sign? You know, like, that's what matters first. That's what matters first, for surely. Everybody looking for, yeah, for sure. Appreciate you. You know, it's a safe space. All my people's here. We vibe out. I have a Leo Lion group chat for all my regulars that are into readings and stuff like that. If you want to get added in, I'll make sure to add you in there. And yeah, I always update. I always send like links for like different live videos and Patreon readings and stuff like that in there, so you guys can watch and get updated for certain things that I pick up and want to talk about. That it's better to talk about offline and stuff like that. Patreon, and that's what that little group chat's for. So you have a strong Patreon community. You've been running a Discord community for the last couple of years, so that's been awesome. And that's kind of where we're providing a lot more information there. But shout out to you guys here, man, on my Lions, and shout out to my Rumble family, YouTube and Rumble. You guys been going, you know, doing good, going hard, going strong. I appreciate everyone from the bottom of my heart. April 9th. Mars is in Aries. Anything else I need to touch on? I think this is it, though, chat. It's been a good last live, though, for surely. Updates. There's nothing we need to update you with directly right now. Our shadow ban finally got lifted on the page. So we were banned for like a month and a half. Instagram didn't. People were flagging us and stuff like that. I don't know why, but yeah, that got lifted. So we're gonna be moving forward and back to our growth and things like that, hitting new milestones. So we hit 100K this year on this page. So shout out to everyone supporting the brand and all that from the bottom of my heart. It means a lot. For the most part, this is gonna be it. I'm gonna have some dinner. We'll be on the East Coast, so it's about to be 7 o'clock here, and we riding out. I think this was informative. It was impactful. As I said, guys, DM the page for anything, promo, readings, mentorship, all that good stuff. Solar Map app is out now, so if you guys are looking for an app, go check out Solar Map. It's on the page. You guys can find that on the main feed and stuff like that. If you guys need tools, ready tools to use from on your phone and stuff like that, you just sign in, make an account, and you're good to go. On like a yearly subscription, stuff like that, yearly, monthly, whatever suits you. If you guys are looking for more personal, in-depth conversation, kind of like this, more one-on-one, that's what I'm here for. My partner Joe, he covers everyone over there on the Solar Map app, so shout out to him. So yeah, don't hesitate to reach out to the page, and we'll get you right. We'll get you right, guys. No matter what you're doing, stay focused, stay locked in, stay spiritually strapped, and keep surfing the current. Okay, keep surfing the tide. Moon in Cancer, it's good energy. It's a good time to really ask yourself, how do you want to feel towards yourself? What do you feel you can achieve? What do you feel you can do? Now's the time to reinforce that. Okay, act upon it as well. It's the initiator, so you may notice certain things around this time, certain payments and good communication, whatever they may be, to reinforce your identity. Okay. This is how that plays out. And it's really the feeling. So the feeling is what's going to reinforce your identity. Never forget this feeling right now. This feeling is what you want to hone in on. If you even want to write it down, use this energy to write down how you feel towards yourself, or even how you want to feel moving forward. And that's how you utilize this energy, okay? You kind of take the psychic, you take the unseen, and you make it tangible, okay? So shout out to you guys. This is how you do it. It is simple. Don't let anyone tell you this is overwhelming or it's hard. I can break it down to you to where I can teach a 3-year-old, 5-year-old astrology, believe me. Shout out to you, Debbie. Shout out to everyone here rocking out. This was a whole hour strong. YouTube will have timestamps, okay? So if you guys are on YouTube, anyone want to replay will be on our YouTube, MC333. Just search that up. Go to the live section on our page on YouTube. Or Rumble, whatever platform you're comfortable on. Rumble, we like to do Rumble because Rumble is a free speech platform. So shout out to Rumble. We can talk about anything and everything over there. YouTube, from the bottom of my heart, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, bro, go support on YouTube. Shout out to the YouTube, and shout out to y'all. We still working on that. You know what I'm saying? I need to get monetized over on the YouTube too. So you know what I'm saying? Shout out to my YouTube folks over there behind the scenes. Shout out to all my Jews, all that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? Let me get monetized, run that up real nice. All this information I'm providing, I ain't getting at y'all. Y'all good peoples. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep that there. Keep that there. Yeah. And for the most part, guys, let's get it. We're going to keep formulating our own system of business, entertainment, politics, religion, education, the 5-pillar system, and we're going to keep thriving, all right? So with that being said, it's MC333. It's the Extended Starcast Report, all right? Sun in Aries, Moon in Cancer. We out this baby. Before we go, heavyweight. Oh no.
Chop the plants, hang it up, and then we smoke some. The world is cold, watch your back though. I carry the weight on my shoulders. Got this far cause I stay focused, I put the plan in motion. Told my chat to turn me up, I couldn't slow down my own motion. How you come with a ball, let it go in the wind, now trying to cause commotion. Solar return coming around again, I'm getting closer. Young G, born in 98, he asked me what's the secret. You would've got far for yourself too if you didn't do all that beacon. You want me to put him on game, Lincoln Bow, I told him beacons. And I tried to tap you in for the play, but you couldn't foresee it. They live for other men, but for your own goals, you gotta believe it. I put substance in my tracks so my listeners can hear it and read it. Didn't take too much to achieve what I did, I was a young buck. I was talking provolone, you wasn't talking cheese, you had no bucks. Yeah, I'm from the east, west supposed to be slapping on not OGZ. Tapped in with the bay, muff slaps, we do it, man. Alright, put a jacket, no need to tell you we coming heavy, little nigga. This is what it looks like when you on YG and stack the real 6 figures. Nowadays, the world getting cold for 100 bands, you gotta stack billions. So the days passing me by, I'm getting all the priorities I said change. Look, if you ain't ever an outlet, you gotta find a way to transmute the pain. It felt like The Conjuring when I seen the spirit in the ring. Let go of the fear, realized, oh shit, it's no thing. Haha, kept it pushing, spirit walked beside me, now we best friends. I'm going on these beats forever, I said, let me cultivate a story. Baby couldn't find herself like Nemo, I had to play Dory. And I can talk many ways on these tracks, let me tell you, you gotta listen close. And this is not the passive music, you gotta listen to it conscious. Chop the plants, hang it up, and then we smoke some. The world is cold, watch your back though, I carry the weight on my shoulders. Got this far cause I stay focused, I put the plan in motion. Told my chat to turn me up, I couldn't slow down my own motion. How you come with a ball, let it go in the wind, not trying to cause commotion. So the return coming around again, I'm getting closer. Young OG, born in 98, you asked me what's the secret. You would've gone far for yourself too if you didn't do all that beacon. I seen homie want me talk hard on tracks, but I couldn't do trees. I couldn't. Bro said he finna hop on that beat when he beat that. No, had to think bigger, strategize the bag, execute the plan. I had to stay locked in with my passions, that's why I keep my hair blood red. You hear her crying on the beat, listen to me truly, don't get misled. If you truly ain't wanna crash out, why you get involved in that? Rather stay on my ones, put pain in, that's why I got like 15 ties. And yeah, that's a rough number, so don't focus up on that. Please don't focus up on that. Well, I got like 15. Kept it going for myself, I see like my page, but please don't double back. It took a few years to let go the pain, and nigga damn near had a heart attack. I know, listening to these lyrics, I feel like we got stabbed too. Truly 33, let me take you for a walk in my shoes. I know she up all on me, but I told cousin that it's not boo. And yeah, she kinda cute, but she move balls, I'm not a fan, that's cool. Like if I ain't seen you that dropping while you pull up to that spot. I might be out the way in Monaco, or courts, I battle rappers, it's a that. Finding new ways to live life every day, their hair's going gray. Do what I can, help the collective, cross my legs and sit and pray. And it's a different type of prayer, don't get it twisted, ain't no game. I'm sipping matcha tea while I listen to piano keys, nigga. Aye, and I see how you moving, but nah, that's not how we get jiggy with it. SCW 33 had to learn to stack different, nigga.